Hey, it's Skelemystyk. Welcome back to part 2 of the jewel plant gardening series. In the last video, as you saw from the pack opening, I did not have the best of luck. Well, to be honest, I had crappy luck. And I didn't get any of those jewel plants. But I persevered, and off camera, I managed to pick up just a few jewel plants for the purposes of this video so you guys can see the planting and see the tending and see what's going on with a couple of different kinds of them. But in this video, I have my energy gear on because we are going to construct a 69 plot bed indoors for these jewel plants that uses only the medium-sized energy circle. Alright, before we get started with the build, let's go into a list of building materials that we're going to need to build with. In previous videos, I have to say, let me start with this first item, the crate of vegetables. In previous videos, I recommended building with these. But it seems like any time I recommend a building material or a material of use in a video, it suddenly magically becomes scarce as a three-eyed chicken. So I'm trying to cut down on the number of these crate of vegetables you need in this video. They are essential to this build, but I'm going to try to get to where you need as few as possible. You can use as many as 10, but you can get by with as few as 6. Just like last time, these crates are dropped by Willie Marks and Sammy O'Leary in Hyde Park in Marylebone. If you can't get there, or you don't want to spend 3 years of your life farming, because you will spend a lot of time farming for these, they do drop them, but just like anything else you really want, they don't drop them frequently. You can get them in the bazaar, but it will be a wait. In either case, this is going to be your biggest obstacle to building this bed. You'll need a minimum of 6 of these, and you can get as many as 10, and it'll help you out. There's a reason for the variation. I'll explain that in a few minutes here, or at least during the time of the build. You'll need 1 to 2. I have large ornate rug, but you can use any of the long rectangular rugs. Any of them will do. It doesn't matter. You'll need, as far as these rectangular rugs, these ornate rugs come from Mushu. The guy's name's Ayuchi or something like that. Again, you don't have to use these particular rectangular rugs. You can use any one, so I'm not going to go through an exhaustive list of where to get them. The bazaar somewhere, because there's all different kinds and colors of them. But you will want a long rectangular one, just like these. You'll need 4 small purple rugs. You can get these from the bazaar, or if you can make it up there to the Oasis, there's a vendor named Eric. He's the furniture vendor for Crocotopia. He's up there by the Sphinx. He's the only vendor in sight who will sell these rugs. I think they're 300 and something gold a piece. You'll need 4 of these. You will need any one of the pressure plates. It can be the insect pressure plate, the snowflake pressure plate, the tree, whatever. Any pressure plate will do. I just happen to have the insect one here. You can get these from the Crown Shop under the furniture listing. And the best part is, they're somewhere down here in the middle. Right there. The best part is you can buy these for gold. Do not spend 500 crowns, because you can spend 2,500 gold and get one. And you only really need one, so that's really no big problem. That is the list of materials. What we're going to do as far as this indoor bed, and by the way, you can build this 69 plot bed either indoors or outdoors. The reason I'm building mine indoors is I've already got beds built outside, and I've already used up pretty much all of the spaces that I have, or the item slots that I have, so I really can't build anything more out there. However, you can build this indoors and still get the Red Barn Farm bonus, so that's no big deal. Let's go over here to start this. Alright, to start it, we will pick up our pressure plate, and you can fit a small plot right on the head of the bug on the pressure plate, just like that. I'm going to build the first 2 layers in real time, and then I'm going to zone through so you guys don't have to see me build every single plot on this thing. Okay, then you'll move the bug plate. And you'll know because the edge of the plot previous will be right on the frame. Put it right down there, and it'll go right down next to that one. And you have to switch between moving and building, unfortunately, because you can only fit 1 plot on that pressure plate. And I'm taking time to do this in full time because, again, I had some confusion on my last bed planting video as to what went where. So I'm going to detail this out as much as possible. I'm going to lay the second layer over here on the flat on the floor just so you can see what it looks like. But then I'm going to build it back over here on the main bed that I'm working on now. Switch it over. You're going to go on these rows. You're going to go 3, 4, 4, and then 3 again. It's going to make vaguely a circle that will fill in the small gardening spell area as much as possible, as much as we can with what we've got here. Go ahead and move it. I've got a tiger lily downstairs. That's where that growling is. I don't know if you can hear it in the background or not, but yeah, I have a tiger lily down for a bed downstairs, and he keeps growling and making himself known. Oops, there we go. Move it again, and that's all you're going to do. You're going to move it along and build it. And I'm going to fade out now, and I'm going to come back whenever this first layer is done. Alright, so this is what your first layer of the garden is going to look like. 3, 4, 4, and 3. This is going to be layer 1, layer 3, and layer 5. Each of these layers is going to look the same as this. Now for layer 2, 4, and 6, which is the even numbered layers, the layout is going to look like this. It's not going to be on the ground. I just have this here so you can see what the layer looks like so it's not confusing against the other one. But this is going to be layer 2, 4, and 6. They're going to be in a grid of 3 by 3, and they're going to fit in between each of these plots here. To do that, I'm going to go ahead and put together my rug setup and show you what we need to do. Let me go ahead and turn all these instead of just turning that one. This is why I say, by the way, that you'll need at least 6 boxes, because you need to spread these boxes out to get your small purple rug on them and moving. That's why you'll need at least 6. I happen to have 8 here, and you can use as many as 10 for your height stacking, but you'll need at least 6 to lay your small purple rug out. We'll turn this around. Each layer is going to be 2 boxes high. Alright, for the first layer, you're going to stack this 2 boxes high. I had a little trouble getting in this small room to get this box, to see the box. Go ahead, stack it up there. You got 2 boxes together. I know my screen's vibrating a little bit, but it does that whenever you're too close to the wall trying to glitch stuff. Put that up there. Just get it out of the way. Your next, this is going to be the hardest one because it's kind of the hardest to see. But after this, it'll be high enough where you'll be able to compare and know what you're doing. And close that for a minute to get an idea where I'm going to go. And then I'm going to put my marker down. And I'll be checking. See, it should be, the corner of your pressure plate should be right in between those 3 plots. Right there. So you place it where you think you got it right. I don't think I've got it right there. Nope. I've got to move it one more time. This is the absolute toughest part of this whole thing. Once you get past this, you'll be smooth sailing all the way. Put that up there. Am I in between? Yes, I'm in between. Once you get the first plot laid of the level, you're okay, because all you got to do is lay the next ones next to it. Okay, let's move this for a minute and check our work. Now that should be right in between. Yeah, that's exactly what you want. You want it right in between all of those. And the reason you want that is, if you stack this plot directly on top of the other plot, the seeds won't plant against each other. With these small plots, this is very fine work as to where the seeds will fit. You can get away with a lot more if you have a medium plot, or even better, a large plot like for couch potatoes. But these small plots are going to be placed just so to get the seeds to fit. And then even so, you have to do some special things, which I'm going to show you on the planting portion of this video. But anyhow, for now, you're going to put all those in between just like that in that 9 grid pattern. I will be right back. I'm going to fade out once again and put these nine grid pieces in here just so you don't have to see me do it. And I will come back whenever I have layer 2 on here. Alright, this is what layer 2 looks like whenever it's actually placed on the bed. As you can see, it's kind of interlocking with the first layer. Everything is in between on both sides of all the plots that are down below it. This is what it looks like when it's placed on the ground, just so you can see it. This is what it looks like whenever it's actually on the bed mixed with layer 1. It looks like that. I'm trying to get this from all sides so that you can see it. There we go. Looks like that. Now, to make the full bed, what you're going to do is you're going to make layer 1 of the 14 plots. Then you're going to make layer 2 of the 9 plots. That's going to make 23 plots. Then you're going to make layer 1 up on level 3 again. You're going to go 1, 3, and 5 for the 14 plots, and 2, 4, and 6 for the 9 layer plots. So all together what you'll end up with is 69 plots. Exactly. Alright, now to save a little bit of time, I have already finished this bed. Let me grab up a couple of things here that I'm going to need, because I just remembered I need to do it. Pick up a couple of these and take them with me. There's 4 vegetable crates underneath that pair of rugs right now. I need to pick this up, take it with me. And we will move this and just carry it with us as we go. This is the finished bed, what it looks like. You'll notice over there in the middle of that, there is a small purple rug on tier 3. Right in the middle of all that, there's a small purple rug. That is so we can make our spell affect all of the plots. The way this sits by itself right now, if you cast the spell on the floor, it's too tall and it would not affect those top tiers up there. But with that rug in there, if you aim your spell for that rug in the center, the way that these gardening spells work is they're 3D dynamic. You just can't see them. In that whenever you cast the spell, it works in a certain diameter circle from the point of casting. That's how we can put this rug up here in the middle, and it will affect the plots below it as well as the plots above it, and that's how we can make this work. If it was a straight 2D cast, there isn't any real way we could make this 69 plot bed work. Luckily, it's not that way. Now, we'll take the rug that we brought in with us that has the 4 boxes underneath it, and we will put it over here just about central to the bed that we've built. We'll put a small purple rug pretty much in line with the one that's in the bed that we'll be able to stand on later to get to the right height to cast a spell. It isn't even where you place the wand, but it helps to have your character at the same level that you're casting the spell. So we'll put that over there. And you'll see just like this, we've got something to stand on. And we've got something to cast our gardening spell on. We can either cast it on the ground, or we could cast it up here. I kind of like the feature that they have now where they have the little brown dot in the center of the plot that shows where the plant is going to be, or the affected area of the plant is going to be. It makes it much easier to know whether or not your spell area will affect that plant or not. I really have to say it's one of the smarter features they come up with lately. All right, anyhow, that's that right there. And this is the 69 plot bed. Now, you're only going to be planting 68 of whatever, because one of these plots is going to be used, for instance, because we're doing this with the jewel blossoms. One of its likes is the tiger lily, which also happens to be a small plot. And whenever you cast a gardening spell, it will only affect 69 plants. It doesn't matter if you have its extra like plant in there or not. If you do, it'll count that as a 70th plant, and a lot of times it won't tend one of the plants that you want. So in this 69 plot bed, you're going to have 68 of the plants that you want, and at least one of its like plants over in the corner. If you can let that plant die and be a stick and not have to worry about it at all, but it will still soak up a gardening spell, a tending spell. If you put rain or whatever else, it won't actually bring the plant back to life, but it'll still soak up that gardening spell. So you only want to have 69 total plants, which means 68 of the one you want and the extra like plant or whatever it is that it likes. All right, while I'm here, You can also, on that little rug in there, put your gardening gnome, because pretty much every plant likes gardening gnomes, and that will solve that problem. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'll come back here in one moment with all this plant's likes, and we'll set it all up and get it ready for the next video. All right? Let me be right back in one moment. You know, I forgot. Before I go and start placing likes and all that bit, I forgot one important thing I need to tell you about. Another purpose that this carpet, this small purple rug that I'm standing on right here serves, is that if you don't have the 10 vegetable crates that you need to stack up and build like you saw me build a minute ago, or start building over there a minute ago, because it takes 10 vegetable crates if you just use vegetable crates to make this tall bed here. If you don't have the 10, you only have 6 crates, you'll put this rug like I did right here, and then you will pick up your 4 to 6 crates, however it may be, and place them like that. Close that out, so that you can then get your pressure plate in place. I forgot to tell you all about that. And that's an important step. You'll be like, how do you get so high with only 6 crates? Well, that's how. You're going to use those crates to place yourself a floating rug to place your next stack of crates on so that you can get up this high. I forgot to mention that, and it's probably more important than this plant's likes and dislikes at the moment. All right, let me move this. And I do believe, upon reflection of the matter, I'm going to wait for the likes and dislikes for the next video when all the planting and tending takes place. Guys, this is how you build a 69 small plot bed that can be tended with only a medium gardening circle. As a matter of fact, you know what, before I go, let me give you an example so that we aren't confused as to what's going on. All right, by the way, anytime you're doing testing or anything like that, you're going to want to use a small plot cheap seed like a boom, shroom, or what have you, just to make sure everything is sitting right and doing right and acting right. I'll put 1 seed on the bottom row and 1 seed on the top row, and then we'll hit that carpet in the middle with our gardening spells to make sure everything is lined up and in place. Okay, I will, even though you won't use it, I'll use the deep freeze spell because it's very graphic. Now, as you can see, this is placed against the ground. Let me jump down there. This one is placed against the ground, and it shouldn't hit that top layer up there. It should not affect it at all. See, yeah, it didn't. See, it only froze the bottom one. Now, if you get up here in the middle, and you cast it on that rug instead that we have in the center there, at this height, it should affect both of them. See, there we go. And that's what you want to do. Before you go and layer expensive, hard to find, forget about it, tier jewel blossom seeds down in here, test it with junk seeds. Test it to make sure everything works out right. Because it can be a very costly mistake if you've misplaced something or something doesn't work or what have you. Guys, let's be frank. This is glitch. Now, glitch used to be reliable, but here in the past couple of years, there's been a lot of unintended glitches going on. I mean, not only whenever you're building a glitch, but just in game. It seems like the glitching is getting worse and worse, and these days when you glitch, there can be unintended consequences at times. Build this bed by all means, but make sure that you test it with cheap seeds to make sure everything works out right before you go and put your irreplaceable seeds like jewel blossoms in here. All right, just like I did right there, I tested it that way. Let's test it with a small circle one more time just in case. We'll use the music one because, well, the music one will show us the effect. I didn't want the big one. Oops. There we go. As you can see, the medium-sized circle. And it should only affect the bottom one and not the top one. See, yeah, there you go. I've only got music on the bottom one. Put that back up here and test it on the rug. Medium circle. You don't get the dots up here on the higher level glitch plots, but you can pretty much see where it's supposed to go around the circle. And that should hit both of them. There we go. See, now we've got both of them that show music. Alright, so this works. Alright guys, now there finally, now that I think I remembered everything that I forgot, that is how you build a 69 small plot garden for your jewel blossoms. You can do this indoors, and it's even easier if you happen to have one outdoors. If you have the Red Barn Farm, or any of the houses that like gardening. I would use those. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, a good hard smash, and as well subscribe and share. With an action on the subscribe and share, because I could really use the help right about now. It seems like I'm going really slow now. Until next time, this is Skelemystyk reminding you that whatever else you do, always love the game. Peace! Hey, what's up, Skelemystyk? Welcome back to part 3 of the Jewel Plant Gardening series. In the last video, we put together this huge, ginormous, tremendous, tall, 69 small plot gardening bed. To use, it can be used for any small plot seed, but I really had in mind to